Good evening to all. This special lecture series program for undergraduate students on finance and its allied areas is organized by Kolkata Bidhannagar Society for Academic Advancement, coordinated by Azure Academic Services. Today's topic of discussion is business ethics. We are honored to have with us Ms. Sweta Chaurasia ma'am, guest faculty from Department of Business Administration at THK Jain College, Kolkata, India. I would like to request ma'am to lead today's discussion. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank and extend my gratitude to Pemalama sir and entire team for organizing such a fascinating and useful series for the students. My topic for today's series is business ethics. Now I'm sharing my screen. Business ethics. Now, what is business ethics?
Ma'am,
Business ethics.
screen is
Yes.
not visible. Can you please reshare?
Okay. Just a moment. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible. Please continue.
Sure. Thank you. Business ethics. Now, business ethics is a type of
Good
practice
evening to
that
all.
determines
This
what
special
is
lecture
right,
series program for
wrong, and
undergraduate students
appropriate in
on
any
finance and
workplace.
its allied areas is
Business ethics
organized by Kolkata
are the moral
Bidhannagar Society
principles
for
and
Academic
values
Advancement,
that guide the
coordinated by
business
Azure
actions
Academic
and
Services.
transactions.
Today's topic of
It
discussion is
includes
business
charging
ethics.
fair
We
prices in
are
any
honored to
market,
have with us
using fair
Ms.
rates for
Sweta
measurement
Chaurasia
of
ma'am,
commodities,
guest faculty from
giving fair
Department of
treatment to
Business
workers,
Administration
whereas
at
earning
THK
reasonable
Jain
profits
College,
following
Kolkata,
the
India.
principles of
I
ethics,
would like to
be it
request
business
ma'am
or
to
be it
lead today's
market.
discussion. Over to you, ma'am.
The characteristics of business ethics are
Thank you
it is
so
a
much.
code of conduct. It is based
Good
on
evening,
moral
everyone.
and social
I would
values.
like to thank and extend my
It
gratitude
gives
to
protection to
Temalama sir
social
and
groups,
entire team for
provides
organizing
basic
such a
framework.
fascinating and
It is
useful series for
voluntary,
the students.
requires
My
education
topic
and
for
guidance.
today's
Now, when
series
we
is
follow any
business
ethical
ethics.
principle, we
Now
should
I'm
know
sharing my
what ethics
screen.
we need to follow in certain area. The
Business
following
ethics.
are the
Now,
universal
what is
virtues which
business
every
ethics?
human being should
Ma'am,
imbibe
screen is
yes,
not
and
visible.
practice to
Can you
be
please
ethical in
reshare?
life. Okay. Just a moment. The following
Hello.
are some of the universal virtues
Yes, ma'am, it's
which
visible.
every
Please
human
continue.
being should imbibe, develop, and
Thank
practice
you.
to be ethical in life.
Business ethics.
We should
Now,
follow
business
these
ethics is a type of
principles so
Good
practice
that
evening to
we
all.
can
determines
follow
This
what
what
special
is
is
lecture
right
series
right,
in any
program for
wrong,
business or any
and
undergraduate
market.
students
appropriate in
It
on
any
has to
finance
be
and
workplace.
its
trustworthy.
allied
We
areas
should have
is
Business ethics
organized by
infrastructure.
Kolkata
are the moral
Bidhannagar
Policy are
Society
principles
for
and
only
Academic
values
implemented
Advancement,
following
that
any
guide
guidelines.
the
coordinated by
business
It
Azure
should be very
Academic
actions and
Services.
transparent.
transactions.
Today's topic of
It
discussion is
includes
We
business
charge
charging
ethics.
fair
fair
We
prices
prices
are
in any
honored to
market,
have
following
with us
using
using
fair
fair
Ms.
rates
rates
for
Sweta
for
measurement
Chaurasia
of
measurement
ma'am,
commodities,
guest faculty from
giving fair
Department of
treatment to
Business
workers,
Administration
elements
whereas
at
earning
earning
THK
reasonable
reasonable
Jain
profits
College,
profits
Kolkata,
following the
following
right
India.
the
governance
I
of the
would like to
be it
enterprise.
request
business
ma'am to
Like the
lead
ethics.
today's
market, number
discussion.
one, it's
Over to
cost
you, ma'am.
management commitments.
The
Instead
characteristics of
in any
business
business,
ethics
there is
are
a
thank
cost
you
management
so much.
code of
That includes
conduct. It
CEO,
is based
CFO.
on
Good evening,
moral and
everyone.
social
I would
values.
like to
All the
thank and
managers or
extend my
all the
gratitude
it gives
to
protection to
Temalama
social
sir
groups
and
because of
entire
ethics.
team
Okay,
for
provides
organizing
basic
such a
framework.
fascinating and
It is
useful series
voluntary,
for
which
the
is
students.
officer, requires
My
education
topic
and
for
guidance.
today's
Now,
series
when we
is
follow any
business
ethical
ethics.
principle, we should know Now I'm sharing my screen. You need to follow in certain leadership
area.
Why? So that the organization can be
The
higher.
following
Ethics.
are the universal
Now, what is
values
business?
based
Every
publication
human
of
being
a
should
firm.
Ma'am,
imbibe.
screen is
Set
not visible.
principles
Can
of
you please
conduct
reshare?
that should be organized and
Just a minute.
published in the business so that the superior and subordinates can follow that ethics. There should be product safety, health and safety in any workplace. There must be fairness in selling or in marketing whenever we are in any workplace.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
Hello. Ma'am, did
yes,
you
sir.
started the YouTube live stream on your laptop?
The following
Hello.
are some of the
No, I didn't
universal
start
that
it.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
every
Please
human being
continue.
should
Else is
imbibe,
going on the
develop, and
background.
Thank
practice
you.
to be ethical in life.
Business ethics.
We should
Now,
follow
business
these
ethics
Okay,
is a
ma'am. Please
type of
principles
continue.
so
Good
practice
that
evening to
we
all.
have
them
Firstly,
follow
it's
demonstrated
screen
what
lesson
what
is
is
lecture
right
series
right,
is
program for
wrong
wrong, and
undergraduate students
appropriate in
on
any
appropriate
finance
in
and
workplace.
any
its
workplace.
allied
Let's
areas
start with
is
business ethics.
organized by Kolkata
Are the
Bidhannagar
morals are
Society for
only
Academic
valid for
Advancement,
following any that the
coordinated by
business
Azure
has a very
Academic
much
Services.
fair
Exactly.
in
Today's
dealing.
topic of
It
discussion is
includes
business
starting
ethics.
fair
We
prices
are
in any
honored to have
marketplace,
with us
using fair
Ms.
rates for
Sweta
measurement
Chaurasia,
of
ma'am,
commodities,
guest faculty from
giving prices
Department
to
of
any
Business
worker,
Administration
whereas
at
these
THK
are
Jain College,
profit
Kolkata,
only while
India.
values
I
in
would like to
enterprise.
request
Business
ma'am to
hiring
lead today's
market. Number
discussion.
one, teaching
Over to you,
hiring
ma'am.
also a
Commitment.
company or corporation must have
Thank you so
social
much.
mode values. It is based on
Good evening,
moral
everyone.
and social
I would
values.
like to
Corporate
thank,
managers or
extend my
all the
gratitude
in performance
to Tamala
measurement,
Masar
social
and
audits of the
entire
also be
team
done
for
regularly.
organizing
Organizing
such a
framework
fascinating and
can
useful
be
volume
changed
for
or
the
can be
students.
monitored. Requires every
My topic of
organization
today's
now when
meeting
we follow
is
any
business
health and
ethics.
employees
Strongly
report
committed.
incidents
Now I'm
of
sharing my
ethical
behavior.
behavior. We need to follow in involving employees at all levels so that the organization can be higher.
Business
Following
ethics
are the
are the
universal
ground
values
of
business
business
every
corporate
human being
or
should
Ma'am,
imbibe.
screen
Set
is
if
not
we will
visible.
follow
Can you
ethical
please
conduct,
reshare?
there will be no issue in any marketplace or corporate sectors. The benefits. The benefits of the business ethics are drawing more investors towards the business, providing a competitive advantage in terms of customers. There will be a lot of competition if there is a competitive advantage between them. They will definitely try to compete with themselves. Building customer loyalty, enhancing the company's reputation, avoiding legal issues. Now, if we are following any business ethics in any marketplace or in any corporate sector or in any workplace, the legal issues will be very less if we are following the ethics. Retaining good staff. The good staff will also be retained if we are into good ethics in any workplace. These are the benefits we get if we are following business ethics properly. Now we come to meta ethics and normative ethics. Meta ethics means some sort of moral ethics. Okay, moral thought and moral language. Normative ethics is that branch of moral philosophy which is concerned with criteria of what is morally right and what is morally wrong. That means metaethics is just a study of moral thought. If we are doing good to someone, if we are talking very morally, okay, that is metaethics. But what is normative ethics? It is a sort of philosophy which is concerned of what thing is right or what thing is wrong. Okay, now let's come to a very important topic, which is corporate social responsibility, which is termed as CSR. It usually describes a company's commitment to carry out its business in an ethical way. This means managing the business process while taking of their social, economic, and environmental impact. This simply means that a company should carry out its activities in any ethical way. Okay, now where is CSR applicable? CSR is applicable to the companies where net worth is of more than rupees 500 crore, turnover more than sectors company spend 5% of the average profit preceding three financial years. Important part. business ethics, where we can sectors or the company that the company has spent for average during the preceding financial if financial year, it must spend 2% of its ever net profit made during the immediately financial years. Okay, if it has not completed, okay, if the company has not completed 3 financial years into incorporation, then after that it has to spend in the preceding year. Okay, after that year it has to spend 2%. Okay, Constitution of CSR Committee. Now the section is 135.1. Okay. There should be 3 or more directors in CSR committee, out of which at least one director shall be an independent director. However, if a company is not required to appoint an independent director, then it shall have in 2 or more directors. Okay. Now, in its board, there has to be at least 2 persons in case of foreign company, okay, of which one person will be an authorized person or resident in India, and other should be nominated by foreign company. So there will be at least 2 persons. One person will be its authorized person, which should be resident in India, okay, and another should be nominated by the foreign company. That's it, okay. Now, there are certain functions of the CSR committee, which includes formulating and recommending to the board a CSR policy, which has to be specified in Schedule 7, recommending the amount of expenditure that will be the amount of expenditure that will be incurred on the activities referred in the CSR policy. One of the important functions that includes is monitoring the corporate social responsibility policy of the company from time to time. So basically, from time to time, this responsibility policy shall be monitored. Okay. There are certain list of CSR activities. The list of CSR activities are like eradicating hunger, malnutrition, and poverty, promoting education, promoting gender equality and women empowerment, protecting national art, heritage, and culture, measures for the benefit of the armed force, veterans, widows, and their dependents, contribution to Peace Care Fund, and it is applicable to 2021 to 22 and 22 to 23. In these development of drugs, devices related to COVID-19, so it is so much more much more here it is like promoting gender inequality and women empowerment. Historical means protecting natural art, heritage, and culture. Why I have listed different sector activities? So that I will let you know that every sector should have ethics. Okay, whether it's historical, whether it's social, okay, whether it's any sector, each and every sector should have the rules or ethics that everyone should follow. Okay. Now CSR and strategy. First of all, when I come to CSR and strategy, I have to say that what is strategy? Okay. Strategy means a plan. Strategy means a plan that is used in order to achieve something. Okay. Whenever we make a strategy, we need to follow that. Why? Because of that plan only, we can succeed. Okay. In order to uh, do our work in a planned way, we need to make a strategy. So strategy means a plan. It is a sort of a plan which is used in order to achieve something. Okay. CSR strategy is a comprehensive plan. Okay. Now CSR strategy, we have joined both of them. CSR strategy. Okay. It is a comprehensive plan companies, founders, shareholders use to design, execute, and analyze their corporate social responsibility initiatives. Okay. Basically, CSR strategy is a comprehensive plan that every company should follow so that there is a proper design, there is a proper formulation of plan which can be executed, okay, and the initiatives can be taken part and analyzed, okay. Such initiatives of social corporate social responsibility, if it gets fulfilled, okay, many people will get benefited by it, okay, because a respect will be increased if any company follow business ethics properly, okay. It includes now this CSR initiative includes focus area, program design. Okay, there are certain strategy. If any corporate or workplace follows, it can definitely be a higher part. Okay, focus areas, program design, constitution, and meeting of CSR committee, CSR funds and expenditure, monitoring and review mechanism. Main thing is after following everything, always the last part comes to monitoring and reviewing. Okay, every plan when it is then only it becomes successful. Okay, so monitoring and reviewing is a very important part of any workplace. Okay, so monitoring review mechanism is a very important part of CSR strategy. Now, there are certain consequences also. Like suppose if we are not following any business ethics, some sort of punishment, some sort of compliance is levied. Okay. See, in company, the fine is 50,000 to 25 lakh. Officer in default has done the he or she representative 50,000 to 25 should be okay. This is consequence and he or she must follow business ethics. Okay. Ethical dilemma. Now, what is the meaning of ethical dilemma? Ethical dilemma is that if we are in a confusion of selecting any option, okay, which is actually not acceptable, but we have to follow from an ethical perspective. I'm reading, you will understand. Let me explain this. An ethical dilemma is a problem in the decision making process between two possible options, neither of which is absolutely acceptable from the ethical perspective. Now, suppose I will tell you an example. In an organization, okay, there are two things. One is employee and one is organization respect. Sometimes you can come in a dilemma that you have to follow or you have to accept your friend's mistake, but you don't have to do that. According to ethics, you have to follow the organization's part. Okay, the organization's ethics. You don't have to go against the organization ethics. Okay, that says ethical dilemma. Okay, this is not acceptable. Okay, both of the things are not acceptable, but we need to follow few things forcefully. Okay, because we have to follow ethics. That's why. Okay, let me come to it again. An ethical dilemma is a process, is a problem in the decision making between two possible options where both the options is not acceptable from an ethical perspective, but we need to choose any of them. Okay. Number one comes to academic cheating, a student who is very well aware of another student's dishonesty. A student who is very well aware of another student's dishonesty faces a problem of a loyalty to a friend versus truthful reporting of misconduct. What has happened? Academic cheating. Suppose an exam is going on in the classroom, okay, and the students, two friends are there, A and B, okay. Now A is very well aware of B's dishonesty, but B, being A's friend, what should he do? According to ethics, he should report B's misconduct to the organization, right? But he doesn't do. He doesn't support B. And suppose he reports this misconduct to the organization. So what happens? This is not the academic cheating. Okay? But but if the student is aware now, okay, it is if the student is aware and he does not report his friend's dishonesty or misconduct to the organization, knowingly that he has done cheating, then it's academic cheating. I think it's very much clear now. Okay, this in simple terms is called academic cheating. Okay, now let's come to the second point of ethical dilemma. This is whistleblowing. Now, whistleblowing is happening in the corporate sector, like in the company. Okay. Now, when an employee uncovers illegal or unethical practices within an organization, he or she should choose loyalty between loyalty and organization and must tell the truth by exposing. Whistleblowing happens, I think it happens very less, but yeah, it happens in few of the corporate sectors, right? So when an employee uncovers, like suppose one employee is knowing that the other employee is not being honest to the company and who is doing some sort of fraud in that company. Okay, suppose that employee is being very loyal, okay, and is not telling to anybody regarding his his colleague's fraud thing. Okay, so what will happen is that if he covers up, if he covers that and he doesn't tell to anyone, that is whistleblowing. Okay, this is called whistleblowing when an employee knows something about his or her colleague, but he or she is covering up everything and is not telling the truth and is not exposing, that is whistleblowing. Okay, but when it happens vice versa, okay, when it happens vice versa, means when that employee is telling the truth, is opening up, is telling about his his friend or his colleague to the organization that this or this person is being doing is being uh, like if he is doing fraud to the company, he is not being loyal to the company, he has shared the prices of the stocks to his relatives, some sort of like this. Okay, if a person is sharing some stocks price or about the stocks to his relative, okay, but this is not the policy of the company, that means whistleblowing is happening. Okay, he is doing fraud and his friend is not sharing to anybody, then this whistleblowing. Okay, now let's come to conclusion of this ethical dilemma. I will simplify it again with the example of whistleblowing. Okay, there are two friends, okay, A and B. Now what will A do? A is sharing stock's price to his or her relative, okay, knowing that it is not right. It is not according to the policy of the company. It's not the company policy that any person can tell about any stock to the relative. Okay. But person A is there, person A has told everything and he or she told this to person B. Okay. If person B is covering up, okay, and it is not telling to anyone, not telling to organization, not telling to the company about person A, then it's whistleblowing. Okay, then it's he's cheating. Okay, he is not telling to anybody. But if he is being loyal to the organization, and if he is telling everything about person into the company, then it's not the whistleblowing. I hope it's very clear now. Okay, now let's come to the other part of business ethics. Okay, okay, resolving the dilemma. It is a very important thing. Okay, if we are into a dilemma, okay, we should obviously come to a solution that how to resolve it, resolve the dilemma that is happening in our mind. Okay, some sort of solutions are open communication. Okay, so we should communicate to our, we should communicate to our colleague, we should communicate to our student what is happening, why you are doing this, why you are not doing this, why you are following a wrong way to, to get this. That this communication should be done between the two person where the dilemma is occurring. Okay, so we need to be very much clear in our communication. Okay, second point is analyze the problem and find out an alternative solution. According to me, okay, if there is a dilemma, okay, so two-person or three-person, four-person, whoever is having this situational problem, okay, he or she can sit together for some time, analyze the problem. That what is the problem that you have to do this or you are doing this, and then sit for some time, talk for some time, share for some time, and then find out some alternative solution to this. Every time it is not right that we have to, you know, find out a wrong solution. There are solutions for every single problem in this life. Okay. So sit together and then find out an alternative solution to your problem. Okay, being fraud is it's not the solution at all. Okay, we need to follow some ethics if we are into some workplace. Okay, we need to follow every ethics that our workplace follows. Okay, and number three is a code of conduct shall be established for employees. And sorry, it will be for employers also. Okay, employers and employees both should follow code of conduct which is there in the company. Okay, for both in business ethics for both employer and employees or teacher or student, every ethics should be there. Okay, but yeah, in any business, in any corporate governance, in any corporate life, this should be there in a document format, which should be shared to the employer and employees from the higher department. Okay. Generally, this code of conduct happens in the corporate life only. It is included in the corporate governance. Okay. Now, that's all for the resolving the dilemma. By these three ways, okay, we can resolve the dilemma that is happening. Okay. Now, the next point is it is also an important point, which is social responsibility of business. This also comes under business ethics. Okay. Now there are multiple types of business ethics. Sorry, I'm so sorry. There are multiple types of social responsibilities. Okay, are economic responsibility, legal responsibility, ethical responsibility, and discretionary responsibility. Okay, made a image in which see there are arrows which indicates the social responsibility. Okay, like suppose, see, shareholders or investors. It comes, yes, okay, just a moment. Shareholders or investors comes from the corporate, employees, workers, consumers, we can put in social, right? Government or administrative bodies, we can bring it up in economic. Okay. environment, we can bring it up to social. So every is a social responsibility of a business. Okay, let's come to explanation of these types of responsibilities. Okay, responsible companies adopt policies that promote the well-being of the society and environment. So basically, these social responsible companies should have there is there is a well-being of society and the environment. How? By lessening the negative impacts on them. Now, if the social responsible companies will be incorporated, okay. So after this, what will happen? If these companies will also follow the ethics, there will be a negative, there will be less negative impact on the society, right? If there are socially responsible companies incorporated, okay, or incorporated, that's okay. But if they adopt the policies also, what will happen? That there will be decrease in the negative impact, which is on the well-being of the society. Okay, now how come companies can reduce this thing? By promoting volunteering, making changes that benefit the environment, engaging in ethical labor practices, and engaging in charitable giving. Okay, so number one point is promoting volunteering. Now, what is the meaning of this? Promoting volunteering, suppose there are many NGOs or there are many uh, in not-for-profit companies which are promoting volunteering like race. They are organizing race which is for the benefit of some students, or some sort of race are organized by the police also. These races are happening in the cities. Okay, so that is a way of reducing the impact of the society, negative impacts of the society. Okay, like suppose making changes that benefit the environment. Now, how come this making changes that benefit the environment? Planting trees. You can volunteer in planting the trees, teaching the students of how to plant trees. So by this way, the environment will be benefited, right? Engaging in ethical labor practices. Now, there are certain programs that can be held for labor practices, so we can follow that also. Okay, and engaging in charitable giving. Charitable giving means we can engage in charitable giving. That means we can donate something to anyone. Okay, we can donate something to anyone, or we can donate something to underprivileged children in any schools, in any NGOs. If you are donating something to any that also comes under charitable giving. So if we are following few things that benefit the society, there will be very less impact. There will be very less negative impact that comes, or it will be full of positive impact in the society if we follow all these volunteering things. Okay, all these practices in our society. Okay, there are certain types of social responsibility of business. Okay, number one. Number one is economic, right? So number one is economically profitable. Okay, one of the most important corporate social responsibilities includes economic responsibility. As it is rightly said that charity begins at home. It is businesses need to work on maximizing profit in order to survive in the market. Okay, economically profitable means that if we have to be economically profitable, we can work in a business. Okay. And basically, it happens also that in corporate life, okay, the business works on maximizing profit in order to survive in the market. Now, suppose it's if any business is not working on maximizing profit, the profit goes down also. If any business is not concentrating on making profit, okay, that's economically profitable. So basically, what is the meaning of this? That the corporate sector or any workplace has to be economically profitable. Okay. Number two is legal responsibility. A company basically should follow the legal practices. Okay, should follow the legal ethics. Why? Because if we follow, then only then only people will follow that. Like if there is a law actually made for anything, then only people will follow, people will comply to it, right? So legal responsibility is that only. A company must adopt the business practices and working conditions that comply with the laws of the jurisdiction and the industry. Okay, all the companies must follow the practices. Okay, now all the practices must be complied with any law. Now, if there is no law of women's safety or there is no law of workplace, so basically what will happen? There is a in some cities there is a law that there is a type of legal thing that a woman should you know reach home by 9 p.m. because it is not safe. In some cities, there's some sort of these legal laws are there. Okay. And in some places, this is also there that we need in the marketplace also there is a law of following some sort of measures of the commodities. Everywhere there is law. Okay. Now a company should follow all these laws if if it needs to be legally confident. Okay, this includes being compliant with safety standards, environmental regulation, and labor laws. Okay, safety standards, environmental regulation, labor laws, everything should be followed for proper compliance. Okay, proper compliance with the jurisdiction. Third point is, just a moment. Third point is philanthropic responsibilities. Okay, now this is an aspect of business where companies contribute to charities and other humanitarian causes. Their aim is to indulge in community development initiatives. Now, community development initiatives means there is a certain part, there is a certain community that is made for the benefit of people. So this responsibility is related to those communities. Okay, so that communities can be a charity part, can be a government community. Okay, this comes under philanthropic responsibilities. Okay, now the next is social responsibility. This is a very important part. Okay, corporate social responsibility or CSR, and the aim is to take responsibility for actions. The bottom line is that they have to consider the interest of stakeholders within the company as well. So here, the interest of the stakeholders is very important. Okay, and CSR I have explained you what sort of compliance are there, what sort of you know penalties are there, what are the responsibilities which should be included, what activities are there in CSR. So social corporate social responsibility as previously. Okay, you can go through that for detailed discussion of this topic. Okay, next topic is environmental responsibility. Another ethical responsibility of business is environmental protection. Now certain things which we should do for protecting our environment, like we should not cut trees, first thing. Okay, and next we can do is that we can plant small trees at our homes. Okay, there are certain plants, as I say, that is rubber plant. Okay, the rubber plant is a very good plant. Okay, it is a plant that gives benefit by removing the polluted matter in the environment. It is a sort of air purifier plant. Okay, it should be kept at in our home so that we are away from the polluted part of the society. Okay, so another ethical responsibility of business is environmental protection. Business must intake such manufacturing process and business activities that do not harm the environment. They must adopt eco-friendly practices. Some sort of eco-friendly practices should be decided so that the environment is protected. Okay, so there are multiple types that includes economic, legal, philanthropic, social, and environmental. Okay, all these five are very important type of social responsibility. Okay. Next is ethical principles in the business. There are certain principles, ethical principles that should be followed in any business, or I should say any workplace. Okay. So basically here in after business there will be a slash and there will be a workplace. Okay. So in any workplace some ethical principles should be there. Okay. Now decision making is a crucial element in any organization. While decision making in business, following principles should be followed. So decision making is a very important part of business ethics. Okay. Following principles should be followed. Number one is honesty. Okay. We should do our work with proper honesty. We should not be dishonest in our workplace. Okay. As I said, example of academic cheating. In that academic cheating, dishonesty was there, because of which academic cheating has been named. Right. So honesty must be there. Dishonest word should not exist in the business ethics dictionary. Right. Number two is integrity. Number three is loyalty. We all should be loyal in our workplace by following the business ethics. Okay. Fairness. We should be very much fair and equitable in any workplace. We should be equal. We should treat equally to all the workers, to all the employees. Okay. We should be fair and we should behave very equally. We should behave equally with every worker or every employee in our workplace. Okay. Law abiding. Uh, Law abiding here means we have to follow the laws that are made in any workplace, be it any school, be it any industry, or be it any organization. We have to follow the law also, which is made according to the workplace. Okay, accountability. We have to note that who is accountable for his or her mistake. Okay, and we should follow the business ethics to understand that what shall we do or who what punishment shall be given to the person who is accountable. Okay. Last option is leadership. Leadership quality must be there, but that leader should also follow the ethical principles so that the business can reach higher and can succeed. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
It,
It was really wonderful and insightful session
mm,
on business ethics. We truly appreciate your time and effort in sharing your knowledge with us. I hope students will understand the detailed concepts of business ethics from this session. With that, we conclude today's lecture. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.